We live in a world that praises the light, the polished image, the perfect life, the constant smile. We are taught to be ashamed of our own darkness. We stuff it away in a locked box and pretend it doesn't exist. We tell ourselves that if we just work a little harder, pray a little more, or buy a little more, the darkness will finally go away. But what if the darkness is not a flaw to be eradicated? What if it is a foundation to be built upon? Here, Jung would see your shadow not as some demonic force, but as the raw material of your wholeness. The shame you feel, the anger you hide, the jealousy you suppress, these are not things to be cut out of you. They are aspects of your being that have not been seen, heard, or understood yet. The work of a lifetime, he believed, is not to banish the shadow, but to enter into a dialogue with it, to listen to what it has to say, because it holds the keys to your full humanity. Think of a time when everything fell apart. The perfect job vanished. The relationship you built your life around crumbled. The financial security you depended on turned into dust. In these moments, we are confronted with something internal, a part of us that believed in the illusion of control, of safety, and the predictable life. And that part, which has been living in the sunlit garden of false hope, is suddenly dragged into the cold, silent cavern of the soul. And here is where the first surprise twist comes. Most people, when faced with this, see a dead end. They see a rock fall that has blocked their path. But the path was not meant to be a straight path. It was meant to be a spiral. What looks like a dead end is often the entry point to a deeper, richer journey. The thing you lost, that illusion of control, was the weight holding you back from a freedom you couldn't have imagined. The job you lost was draining your soul. The relationship that ended had become a cage. The stability you craved was a stagnant pond, and now you are free. And here, the Stoics would offer profound, powerful perspective. They would remind you that these external events are not happening to you, but are simply events occurring in the world. Your true power lies not in controlling them, but in your response. The universe has delivered you to this moment, and your virtue, your courage, your resilience is what you can bring to it. This is your test and your opportunity. The pain, the fear, the shame of your shadow, they are not inherently bad. They are simply things that exist. Your job is not to eliminate them, but to meet them with unshakable inner calm. They would say that your true strength is not in avoiding hardship, but in facing it with a quiet, deliberate mind. This is the practice of Amor Fati, the love of one's fate, to accept what is, and not just with resignation, but with a profound and courageous love, knowing that it is an essential part of your journey. I have seen it in the stories of countless lives, in history, and in my own journey. The most compassionate people I have ever met were not those who have never suffered. They were those who had descended into their own hell, wrestled with their own demons, and emerged with the wisdom to hold another's pain without judgment. The greatest saints were not born in the light. They were forged in the fire of their own doubt and temptation. The deepest love is not found between two people who have always been happy. It is found between two people who have seen each other at their worst and in their most shameful moments, and they still chose to stay. This is the alchemy of the soul, the process of turning your inner turmoil into leaden despair, and turn that into the radiant gold of wisdom and compassion. The shadow is not a stain, it is the raw ore of your character. Take a second, go subscribe, hit the like button, and you got to remember to leave a comment. Your comment might be someone else's life raft. Remember that. Machiavelli. Machiavelli's insights would lead you to a surprising truth. A true master ruler of a kingdom or of their own soul must know both the light and the dark parts of the domain. A naive leader, one who is ignorant of the internal chaos and primal forces within, is very easily overthrown. But a wise leader understands the motivations of their most rebellious subjects, their fears, their resentments, and can use that knowledge not for manipulation, but for mastery. He would ask you to look at your own flaws, not as moral failings, but as an aspect of your nature to be understood and integrated, so that you may consciously choose a path of strength and virtue. He would strip away all the illusions and ask you to be a master of your own soul's domain. And here, Buddha, he would peacefully say to you, suffering is as natural as it's a natural part of existence. He would see our struggle with the shadow as a perfect training ground for detachment, to acknowledge the darkness without identifying with it, to see our fear, anger, and shame as passing clouds in the sky of our consciousness, not as the sky itself. He would say that true enlightenment isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming free from the illusion of perfection, and in that freedom, finding a profound and unshakable peace. So, my friend, you see now that your shadow is not your enemy. It is part of your story, a part of your journey, and a powerful ally waiting to be discovered. Here's the second surprise twist. The moment you stop fighting the darkness within you, the world outside of you begins to change. The circumstances you were sure were holding you back are beginning to shift. New opportunities will appear. Unexpected connections are made. The world, in its beautiful, chaotic way, responds to the truth and courage you have found within yourself. What looked like an unfortunate circumstance suddenly becomes a launching pad for a life more authentic, more fulfilling, and more joyful than you ever thought possible. The path to a whole and joyful heart isn't about escaping the darkness. It's about having the courage to walk through it, to find the light that was there all along. Now, here is your call to action. I believe that we are not just here to listen to ideas, we are here to live them. Not to just listen, but to live. We're here to become the change we wish to see. I want you to take the first step with me. Make a commitment. This week, for the next 7 days, try a psychological experiment. Observe your own shadow without judgment. And every time you have thought you are ashamed of an emotion that you want to hide or memory that makes you wince, I want you to take that moment and say to yourself, I see you. That's it. No more, no less. Just a simple act of acknowledgement. And then when you feel ready, I want you to do something even more powerful. I want you to share what you have found here today. And not with just your friends, but anyone who you think might be wandering along in their own darkness. And if you found value in this conversation, if it sparked an epiphany, an aha moment for you, then I ask you to do 3 things. Click the like button, the small icon but to signal to the world that this kind of wisdom, this kind of depth is valued and needed. Second, subscribe to the channel. And it's not just a subscription, it's an enrollment. It's a commitment to a community of thinking people who are ready to take responsibility for their own souls and to help others do the same. And finally, share this video. And don't just share it, write a note to somebody that you care about, or even somebody that you barely know, and tell them why you think this message is important. Tell them about the lantern in the darkness and about the treasure in the shadow, because the world is full of people who are lost in their own darkness. And you, that's right, yes, you might be the very one who can light the way home for someone. Thank you. Bless you. Bye for now.